thin Kevlar weave with reinforced forearm protection. The whole uniform is extremely lightweight and actually bulletproof.
I feel safer already.
Yeah, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Jonathan,
Call me the Scarecrow. Gotham, all new next Thursday on Fox.
What is up, guys? My name is BobaTalks and welcome to a brand new Gotham Season 4 trailer breakdown. So, you just saw the trailer for episode 2 titled The Fear Reaper. Now, I have to say it feels good to make regular Gotham videos again with the trailer breakdowns, the news updates, the theories, even the post-episode discussion videos, which I live stream now. So, I live streamed that earlier. If you missed that video and you didn't join in the live stream, don't worry, you can watch that video as like a normal sort of like review or post-episode breakdown. I'll leave it in the description below, or you can just find it at the end card at the end of this video, or maybe popping up on the screen now. I don't know with the YouTube annotations. But I have to say, if you have been watching my previous videos on Gotham Season 4 with the Dark Band trailer breakdown or the Fear trailer breakdown, Gotham has already shown so much of the whole Fear Reaper, or should I just say Scarecrow footage, that this promo for episode 2 called The Fear Reaper doesn't really show anything new. So in this video, like I did a couple of times last season, I'm going to include some promo photos breakdown as well, because we got some promo photos for episode 2, so I'm just going to chuck that in and say what I think is going on. But apart from that, guys, if you go on to enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button, but only if you do enjoy it. And if you want to stay up to date with all Gotham Season 4 content and never miss out on a video, be sure to hit that bell button to enable alerts to stay updated for everything Gotham Season 4 related. Now, to begin with the very short trailer, we see Lucius Fox giving Bruce his proto-Batsuit armor with reinforced forearm protection, which I really love how they emphasize that, because as we all know, on Batman's suit, he uses his forearms to block all the time, and he's got the blades coming out of it. I really like how it's like he mentions the reinforced forearm protection. But as I said, all of this footage we have kind of seen before, so I'm kind of rehashing all of this again. But it's really cool to see they include a couple of mini scenes extra with it. He goes on to say how the whole uniform is extremely lightweight and actually bulletproof, and Bruce actually says, and this is the new scene, I feel safer already, because to be honest, I would as well if I'd been going out in just the trench coat that Bruce was wearing and the fabric-y mask. He was just basically wearing clothes, and he wasn't wearing any armor whatsoever, and he's actually already been up against some pretty kind of formidable people, like considering Bruce is only, I don't know, maybe 5'9", 5'10", maybe 6 foot, and he's only like 15, so, you know, that's quite scary without going, you know, even with training, without any body armor. And we also get another look, a very quick flash, and which we have also seen before in the previous trailers. I think we saw a little bit more of it in the Dark Band trailer, but Bruce seems to be in this tight spot with these thugs, I guess you would say, and they're holding a gun to his face, and he just gets himself out of the situation. Now, I'm not sure if this is continuing on from the end of episode 1, where he fell through the glass and kind of made a bit of a fool for himself, but I expect that. I wouldn't like Bruce, to be honest, to be immaculately perfect with everything that he is doing as an early vigilante. I want him to make mistakes just like this, and then maybe get out of it, of course, but, you know, I want him to screw up, and this is what we see again. So I'm not sure if this is post-episode 1, because at the end of episode 1, the GCPD seemed to have been arriving, and the thugs were kind of there, so I don't think this is actually connected directly after episode 1. But let me know if you think it is in the comments down below. Now, when Bruce says, I feel safer already, we get that shot where we've seen before, where the whole internet blew up in terms of Gotham, about people, whether they liked his suit or not, and he puts his mask on, and you can actually see a little bit of the sort of comlink or like microphone that Lucius Fox also gave in that package. So he's not only getting the proto-Batsuit, he's getting a mic as well, which he can communicate with Alfred. An important thing to remember is this isn't very, very modern technology. It's kind of like retro-y. It doesn't actually have a time set to it. It's kind of retro vibe with some futuristic stuff. It's kind of weird like that. So this is, you know, it's not like a proper inbuilt on the head or the mask, shall I say, mic. He's actually got one of those mics that go right up to your mouth. So it's Alfred. But I believe it's also voice modulated as well. Some people in the comment section on my Dark Band trailer where I said I believe Bruce is actually talking through a voice modulator, or at least like a darkened, deeper voice. Somebody said, I think it was TJU Juice or something like that, just shout out to you. You said that the voice modulator was confirmed, and I can't remember because that would be way back at San Diego Comic-Con. But either way, I kind of believe that Bruce might have a slightly different voice. And yet again, as I mentioned in my previous trailer breakdown, it's really good to see Alfred, you know, being there for Bruce. Just like he has always has been and always will be in the comics, just sort of helping Bruce, being his recon. It just reminds me of like the scenes in Batman vs Superman where it's just like Alfred take me in, and like Alfred takes control of the Batwing and then Bruce jumps through the window. Okay, so now we get a little bit of an extended look at Jim patrolling and looking for Scarecrow, because what we know in this episode, the Fear Reaper, which is a very horror-esque, very concentrated Scarecrow episode, which many of you will be very happy to hear, is that Scarecrow goes back and looks for Warden Reed, the one who actually let the thugs, the guys who wanted the fear gas, take away Jonathan Crane for a bribe of money. So Scarecrow wants to go back, and maybe he's even been mistreated, Jonathan, in the past. By Warden Reed. So he goes back, and from what we know from the Dark Band trailer, this is the thing about the Dark Band trailer, little side note, and other trailers, they do kind of tend to show a little bit much, but as much as I love it, I don't hate it, but I just love it at the same time, as much as they show quite a little bit. But back onto the point, Warden Reed seems to be basically infected with the fear toxin from Scarecrow. We've seen it in the previous clips where he's dragging along his scythe and Warden Reed's just screaming. And we know that Warden Reed also goes all out on Jim and just goes crazy on him. So expect to see that in this episode as well. And it's just really cool to see this Jim and Scarecrow face off. And it's kind of really cool and reminiscent and nostalgic, just because we see Jim saying Jonathan, and it's just almost just like, you know, he's looking at him and saying like, what have you become? Because don't forget, guys, that in season 1, I can't remember what episode it was, but you know, he was trying to help Jonathan and get after his dad and stuff like that, and now look at what he's witnessing. It really is truly the beginning of this dark period of Gotham where heroes rise, as well as villains, popular and infamous villains like Scarecrow, rise too. And that's the thing as well, guys, just looking at this trailer again, he's just like, call me the Scarecrow. And he's just completely consumed by this new personality now. Before, like in episode 1, we all saw how Jonathan was still very much so Jonathan. He was still, a very much so innocent kid or teenager, if you will, who's absolutely petrified to the insane degree because of what his dad did to him back in season 1, because of the fear gas. So because of what happened in episode 1 of season 4, where he seemed to have got completely consumed by the fear of Scarecrow, he has now adopted that personality 100%, and from now on in the rest of Gotham, I'm sure, and for up until Batman Rises and forever this tale of Gotham, he is going to be the Scarecrow and not Jonathan Crane. Maybe there's a little inkling in there somewhere, but ultimately the Scarecrow. But apart from that, guys, that is all there really is to say about the trailer that I haven't already said either in a previous video or in this video. But now let's have a look at some of the promo pictures, well, all of the promo pictures, and just talk about the design and everything from what we can guess about the story and other things. Now, in this first picture, we see Scarecrow, and I love this shot because, I mean, there's not so much to say about it in terms of story, but holy crap, do you not think, I mean, if you disagree with this, I don't know what you're thinking, but that costume, I have to commend Gotham so much. Like, their team for sets and design is absolutely 100% on point, and it just looks remarkable. And, you know, this is an early version of Scarecrow as well. Imagine what this, I want it to stay more or less the same into the Batman years of what I can imagine Gotham to be like, because it's never going to get to, like, season 13 or anything like that. But, you know, it's only going to get better. It's incredible. But anyway, we can see some of the inmates, or maybe they're not inmates, sorry, just the people who are kind of a bit loopy, and Scarecrow is in there, and he's probably just injecting them even more and scaring the crap out of them and enjoying it, to be honest. Okay, guys, so from this photo as well, and there's a couple of photos like this, so I'm going to talk about a few of them as a whole, but we can see Tabitha and Barbara, and I believe just by the look on Tabitha's face that this is the first time Barbara's walked back in the room, and we saw this, I believe, on the very first Gotham Season 4 trailer, that glimpse of where Barbara is walking in the room and Tabitha's like, oh my god, what the hell, I killed it. But no, really, I believe that this is the moment where she walks back in, whether we get the explanation or not as to how she got resurrected, which maybe we will, but Barbara's going to be acting different for sure, and we can see Tabitha's just like, what? Like, you know, just look at the look on her face. But what we do know is that they will be working together, and the stitch between them two, since their relationship is so broken, will be Selina. So we're actually getting what they are trying to do, and what they have confirmed they are saying is this is their version of like a beginning of like a Sirens, you know, a Gotham City Sirens mini thing in this TV show. Now, I believe these two photos could be connected. We see Selina and Tabitha here, and Tabitha's pointing a gun. Now, I initially thought, okay, so this could be the Barbara scene, but they seem to be she seems to be wearing different clothes, or maybe, you know, her coat is on in the other one. But either way, we also see this picture of Penguin, Ivy, and Zsasz talking to someone, but I think it could very well be Selina and Tabitha, because what we know as well from previous trailers is that we see Zsasz actually walking in the room where Selina, Tabitha, and Barbara have all their weapons. So I think this is sort of a conflict or a discussion. It doesn't really matter. A conversation at this point between Tabitha, Zsasz, Selina, and Penguin. So that's going to be very interesting to see. I would love to hear all your thoughts in the comment section below as to what you think is going on, and why Penguin even wants to discuss things with Tabitha and Barbara. Because in these other photos as well, we can see Penguin right up in Barbara's face, and Barbara is looking like really just like, please, like, you know, yeah. So it's gonna be very interesting. I think Penguin doesn't like ever being like not listened to, or just maybe not anyone being obedient to him. So this is probably why he's up in her face. It's like, you know, if you cross me, or if you know, blah blah blah. I can imagine Penguin doing something like that, and I'm sure you guys can as well. So let me know what you think the hell is going on with Penguin, Tabitha, Selina, Zsasz, and the new version of a wacky Barbara post-Lazarus Pit, possibly. Now, since this is from episode 2 and it follows directly on from what happened to Bruce at the end of episode 1 with him falling through the glass, I can almost guarantee that this moment right here in this photo with Alfred in the kitchen putting together some lunch or some dinner or some like afternoon tea, I don't know, we can see Bruce talking to him, and they both look kind of like a little bit concerned. Now, what I think is because Bruce got out of that tight situation, and even though Alfred is more or less kind of supporting him, and he will support him even more, especially when he gets the body armor and the comlinks, or should I say, you know, the mics, but at this point Alfred is still a bit like, Bruce, you know, there is, you know, as you said, there is a time for masks and there is a time for Bruce Wayne. I think since Bruce got in a bit of trouble, and now he's returned with cuts on his head, Alfred is just really concerned, and, you know, probably Bruce got off by the edge of danger, if that makes sense. So I think this will just be a bit of typical lecturing, saying, Bruce, like, I know you're going to do this, but you need to be bloody careful, or la da da da. And then that sort of raises the thing to when, you know, it kind of is appropriate that Bruce gets the body armor as well from Lucius Fox in this episode. And really, I should have talked about this photo before the Alfred one, but really, this photo is most likely, I can imagine, after Bruce gets out of that tight situation he was in at the end of episode 1, the kind of cliffhanger we were left with. So this will also debut the first version of the grapple hook, which I'm very excited about. I know it's going to be just a little bit of a lasso kind of thing, but that is very good in my opinion. I don't want to see that thing in the background of my video, the actual Batman gun or any early newbie version of it, apart from what he's got here, because it's quite controversial in terms of, you know, people saying, you know, is it a bit too early? I don't necessarily think it is, but I was also worried with what they would give him, things like gadgets and stuff like that. I was a bit worried about that being shoved into season 4, but no, this is perfect. We're going to get a little newbie, you know, suit, as like proto Batman suit, as well as grapple hook, and I'm sure many things along the way, along with the reinforced forearm protection. Now let's talk about Ivy for a second. Now in episode 1 we saw her kind of just say screw you Penguin, and she did flip the power switch, which is very interesting to know. So I think, as I'm kind of predicting, it's going to be a slow descent for Ivy away from Penguin, because, you know, she's in his shadow at the minute, and he's kind of powering her off all the time. It's just the way Penguin is. He deep down just doesn't probably really care about her, and I think she wants to feel some sort of security by staying with Penguin, and that is what's happening. But eventually, if you keep treated like and put to the side all the time, you're going to kind of get a bit pissed. So I do think she might be the one to let Riddler out of the ice, and I think here this is just giving another look, just like, god damn it, I'm out of here. Now, I'm wondering from this picture of Alfred as well, I'm wondering who he's looking at, and this is completely speculation and theory. Maybe after that scene where Bruce grapples out, gets out of the danger from the end of episode 1, he might need the typical Alfred getaway like he did very early on in the Batman stories. I mean, for example, Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins, where he gets injected with fear toxin, and he's just like, Alfred, on the rooftops, because I think he got set alight as well, if I remember correctly. So maybe Alfred is looking at Bruce here on the floor with a cut, maybe like completely panting out of breath, and he's just like, you stupid idiot, you know, what, Bruce, this is exactly what I'm on about. But anyway, guys, that is the gist of the promo photo, so I hope you enjoyed this trailer breakdown and promo photos breakdown all in one video. If you did go on to enjoy it and you made it this far in the video, type in a comment section, ahe. I've done this before as well, and it's really funny seeing the comments that did actually pop up. It makes me smile just seeing that you guys made it this far, and you verify how you made it this far, but also verify it by liking this video, but only if you did enjoy it. And if you're new to this channel, maybe even consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things DC TV related, Gotham Season 4 related, you name it. Just click that subscribe button and join the BobaTalks family. If you want to stay a bit more up to date with me personally, you can do that by following me on my social media. I have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I do have Snapchat and other things as well, but those are my main 3. So the link should be popping up around here or in the description below. Just click one of them and hit follow to stay a bit more up to date with the BobaTalks. But apart from that, everybody, I think that is everything. So I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.